This is ARRL Audio News, your weekly summary of news highlights from the world of amateur radio. If you retransmit audio news through a repeater, listen for the Morse code K character, followed by 4 seconds of silence. That's your cue to stop transmitting so that your repeater timer can reset.
I'm John Ross, KD8IDJ, and this is the ARRL Audio News for Friday, May 24th, 2024. ARRL is addressing a serious incident involving access to our network and systems. Several services such as Logbook of the World and the ARRL Learning Center are affected. We appreciate your continued patience as our staff and others work tirelessly to restore affected systems. Read more and follow updates on ARRL News. 3 days of festivities for the 2024 ARRL National Convention, hosted by Dayton Hamvention, concluded on Sunday, May 19th. Thousands of ARRL members were among the crowds of radio amateurs who descended on the fairgrounds in Xenia, Ohio. The convention theme, Be Radioactive, was played out in a variety of ARRL-sponsored exhibits, presentations, and activities. One particular focus area was on youth involvement in amateur radio. On Saturday, ARRL hosted a youth rally that drew dozens of young people for an all-day immersion into ham radio interest and activities. It was great to see the kids fired up about ham radio, said ARRL Education and Learning Manager Steve Goodgame, KA5ATA. They got to make radio contact with a parachute mobile station, learn about satellites, and really put radio concepts into action. In his forum, Youth Outreach Through Amateur Radio STEM Education, Goodgame shared the keys to success ARRL has found in helping grow interest in radio among the next generation. A video recording of the forum is available on the ARRL HQ YouTube channel. Within the large ARRL exhibit area was a booth for the ARRL Collegiate Amateur Radio Program, known as CARP, staffed by student volunteers. They welcomed college-aged hams, helping network students from all over the world. Amateur radio needs more youth involved, said Ruslan Gildulan, KE8ZCA R9WFW, a student at Case Western Reserve University, who volunteered with the CARP booth. On Saturday afternoon, Morgan Lyons, KI5SXY, led the ARRL Collegiate Amateur Radio Forum. Lyons is a student attending Missouri University of Science and Technology and president of the Missouri S&T Amateur Radio Club, W0EEE. Throughout the convention, ARRL President Rick Roderick, K5UR, and other volunteer leaders of the association visited with members and answered questions. We've had so many members come by and talk about things going on in amateur radio, things amateur radio is doing. It has just been fantastic, said Roderick. The next ARRL National Convention will be hosted by the Huntsville Hamfest in Huntsville, Alabama. That will be in August of 2026. The 2024 ARRL National Convention included a track of forums featuring a variety of engaging topics of interest to amateur radio operators. If you didn't make it into the packed house of Forum Room 3 during the 3 short days of Dayton Hamvention, or perhaps you did and would like to see the material again, the content is available on the ARRL HQ YouTube channel. A playlist of many of the ARRL forums is available. The programs were professionally produced in HD and feature topics such as the ARRL Membership Forum, 5 Steps to a Successful POTA Activation, Ground is a Myth, Beyond Repeater, See How Far Your Technician Class License Can Take You, and much more. The content and programming is just too good to not share with ARRL members who couldn't make it to the Hamvention, said ARRL Public Relations and Outreach Manager Sarah Harrop, W5DX. She said there's something for every interest and experience level. I learned a lot while we were recording them. I hope our fellow hams find the playlist to be a valuable reference for years to come. It is the radio event of the summer. 2024 ARRL Field Day is June 22nd and 23rd. The annual operating event is part contest, part emergency communications exercise, part public relations and outreach activity, and often a social highlight of the operating year. Many ARRL-affiliated clubs will be set up in visible locations to get together, get on the air, and get to the public and get them involved in amateur radio. You can find a location near you via the ARRL Field Day site locator. It's Ham Radio's Open House. The theme for 2024 ARRL Field Day is Be Radioactive. On-air activity has been especially strong thanks to the rising solar cycle 25, which has still yet to peak. The theme encourages hams to get out and get involved. There has never been a better time to be an active amateur radio operator. Cities and states across the country have made special proclamations for Field Day. In Ohio, Iowa, New Hampshire, and other areas, the governors have issued formal declarations honoring the community service provided by radio amateurs through programs like the Amateur Radio Emergency Service, ARRS. And you can share Field Day proclamations with ARRL at news@arrl.org. The ARRL Public Relations Committee is offering Field Day PR and outreach training webinars live on Zoom to interested public information volunteers. Learn how to engage your local media and local officials and get tips for effective social media strategy. The webinars are scheduled for Wednesday, May 29th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And on Wednesday, June 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Registration is required. Visit our website for more information. The International Amateur Radio Union, IARU, has re-elected Timothy Elam, VE6SH/G4HUA, as president, and elected Thomas Reed, DF200, as vice president. Both will serve 5-year terms that began May 9th, 2024. Elam begins his 4th term as president. Reed has been active in IARU matters for several years and has managed the Deutscher Amateur Radio Club, DARC, International Affairs team since 2009. The International Amateur Radio Union, IARU, is a worldwide federation of national amateur radio organizations. The membership of the IARU consists of more than 160 member societies in as many countries and separate territories. ARRL is the IARU International Secretariat. The Northeast Ham Exposition and ARRL New England Division Convention announced a major addition to its program for 2024. The event runs from August 22nd through the 25th in Marlborough, Massachusetts, and will feature the Mini Contest University, Mini CTU, based on Contest University. Contest University has been featured at Dayton Hamvention since 2007 and presented in 15 countries to over 10,000 participants. A series of contest-oriented talks and presentations will be offered at Ham Exposition on Friday, August 23rd. More information is available at hamexposition.org. 24 amateur radio groups will be activating different parks in and around Puerto Rico on May 26, 2024. The event is the Great Mega POTA Parks on the Air, which includes 4 ARRL-affiliated clubs. This effort's being coordinated by ARRL Puerto Rico-affiliated club coordinator Juan Lopez, KP4KJ, who saw the potential for this special activation as the POTA program is growing on the island with new activations every month. Lopez also has approached different radio clubs to determine their needs and common interest in POTA activities. More information on the activations can be found on the web at pota.app, #/activations. Beginning June 1st, 2024, several amateur radio clubs will activate special event stations for the 80th anniversary of D-Day. The Amateur Radio Club of the National Electronics Museum, K3NEM, located in Hunt Valley, Maryland, will be on the air as W2D from June 1st to the 4th, 1300 Zulu to 2200 Zulu. Call sign W2D's primary operation will be from June 1st to the 6th, with the possibility of additional operations during June 7th through the 14th as operator availability permits. Operations will take place on 80 meters, 3.544 and 3.844 megahertz, as well as additional bands and digital modes. And the Southeast Metro Amateur Club in Cottage Grove, Maryland, will operate with call sign W2W on June 6th from 1500 to 2000 Zulu on 7.0400 and 14.040 megahertz, and the single sideband portion of the 40 and 20 meters band. A commemorative QSL card will be available for those who send a self-addressed envelope to N0BM. See cmark.org for more information. And during June 8th and 9th from 0630 Zulu to 2200 Zulu, the Torbay Amateur Radio Society in England will operate on 7.040 and 14.040 megahertz and the SSB portion of 40 and 20 meters. More information and special event station call signs will be listed before the event at www.torbayars.org. Bruce Page, KK5DO, is here now with this week's AMSAT report. Bruce?
Thanks, John. AMSAT has announced the dates for the 2024 annual symposium. It will take place at the Doubletree by Hilton, Tampa Rocky Point waterfront from October 25th through the 27th. The Board of Directors meeting will be on October 24th and the morning of the 25th. Mark your calendars, and we look forward to seeing you. This is another great opportunity for you to meet the AMSAT Board of Directors, some of the engineers, and see great presentations. If you have not been to an AMSAT symposium and you are in the area, you should make it a point to attend. Registration information will be forthcoming. This does not happen very often. In fact, it has not happened at all until now. Max, who is operated as SA5IKN, M0SKN, US6IKN, and EI6KC, has earned his third satellite worked all zones. He already was the first to earn WAZ from 2 different zones. Congratulations. This is Bruce Page, KK5DO. Back to you, John.
And thanks, Bruce, for that report. In radio sport this week, May 25th through the 26th, it's the CQWWPPX contest. That's CW, of course. May 27th, the QRPARCI Hoot Owl Sprint, CW. May 30th, the RSGB 80-meter Club Championship, that's CW. And on May 31st through June 2nd, the Pedexus 070 Club 3-day weekend contest, that is digital. Upcoming section, state, and division conventions on May 31st through June 2nd. It's CPAC hosting the ARRL Northwestern Division Convention. That's in Seaside, Oregon. June 1st, the Atlanta Hamfest hosting the ARRL Georgia Section Convention in Marietta, Georgia. On June 9th, the Breeze Shooters Hamfest hosting the ARRL Western Pennsylvania Section. That is in Butler, Pennsylvania. And on June 15th, it's the ARRL Main State Convention and Hamfest. That's in Augusta, Maine. And remember, you can search the ARRL Hamfest and Convention database to find events in your area. And finally this week, thanks to the South Texas Amateur Radio Repeater Society in Cameron, Texas, for airing the ARRL audio news on their repeater. 7-3.
And that concludes ARRL Audio News for this week. Our thanks to all contributors to this week's report. ARRL Audio News is produced by the American Radio Relay League, the National Association for Amateur Radio. For more information on amateur radio or the ARRL, visit us on the web at arrl.org. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter by searching for ARRL. If you have a question or comment about ARRL Audio News, email us at audionews@arrl.org. This program is copyright ARRL, all rights reserved. 73, and thanks for listening.